Hello stampers and crafters! Welcome to my craft room. I'm Katrina from Katrina's Creative Heart, and today I am going to share with you this adorable little Dove chocolate treat holder using the adorable Walrus Be Friends. I saw this stamp set in the annual catalog when it first came out, and I fell in love with this little guy. I just think he is absolutely adorable, and I couldn't wait to play with him. And this has been the week that I've just been going crazy with Walrus Be Friends. And this little treat holder is one of those little treats that I wanted to share with you. So I wanted to show you how easy this is and fun. Okay, so we are going to start with a piece of designer series paper. Let me get that out of the way. And this measures 2 inches by 5 inches. And let me move this stuff out of the way so we have some room to work here. So we have this 2-inch by 5-inch piece of designer series paper, and this is from the Woven Threads designer series paper collection from the annual catalog. And we're going to score this at the 1 5/8 mark. Let's see if we can't see. And that is the 1/8 mark after the 1/2 inch. So we're going to line that up on there. And we're just going to score. And then we're going to turn it completely around and line it back up on that same 1 5/8 and score again. Okay? And that's on the 2-inch side. Now we're going to turn it to the 5-inch side, and we're going to score it at 2 inches and 3 inches. So we're going to start at 2 inches and then 3 inches. Okay, now we got to do some partial score marks. That's my way to describe it, is partial. So we're going to score down to these 2 individual 1 5/8 marks that we made. So we're going to go back to 1 1/2 and then 3 1/2. So we're going to go to the 1 1/2. So back it up, and we're going to go to that score line, then pick it up and come back up to this score line right here. Now we're going to move it to 3 1/2, and again up to that score mark, pick it up, and then come back down to that score mark. So again, we just have these little partial score marks that stop there. Okay, so we're done scoring. We're going to take our scoring tool out, and I have my bone folder, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to burnish our score lines, the full ones, not the partials. So we're going to do that one. Then we got this one, and we've got this one. Now, where we made these partials, we are going to do some cutting. We're going to cut away on these partials and then down. Cut in and then down. And then we're going to find that other partial line here. It's a little bit difficult to see. There it is. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we got rid of all that. We don't need any of that. So now we are left with this little shape here. Now we're going to create our little tabs. So we're just going to snip into there. Okay, just like that. And then these come up like so to make our little box. But before we do that, I'm going to bring in our Delightful Tag Topper Punch. This is the new punch in our annual catalog. And we're just going to slip these in. Oops. Try to get that centered. And we just want the tops. And then get this one in again. Try to center it. Like so. And we're done with the punch. So now we're just going to add some adhesive on these little tabs on the outside. I'm using my snail adhesive for the sake of the video. However, I would suggest using some tear tape. And all you're going to do is bring these little sides up and in. Like so. There we go. So now this holds our two little Dove chocolates. It holds two of them. They fit into that little pocket there, just like that. And now we can bring in, I have the scalloped trim linen, and we're just gonna cut off at an angle, and we're just gonna thread that through. And just bring it up like so. Then we're going to take some of the, this is the braided linen twine, braided linen trim. I'm at the end of my roll here. And we're just going to tie that into a bow around our ribbon. You can fuss with your bows a little bit to make them look a little nicer and neater. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to set that aside. Now we're going to bring in a scrap piece of Whisper White. I have a piece of Whisper White and I have my little walrus mounted. And I'm going to bring in my Memento ink, because we're going to be coloring with my blends. We have the light and dark smoky slate. So we want to stamp him down. Just like so. Isn't he sweet? Love him. I'm going to set him aside for just a minute. I'm going to go ahead. I have a scrap. Well, this is probably about a 1/2 inch piece of Whisper White. Length does not matter. We'll just cut it down to what we need. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment, thanks big time. And I want to go towards the right edge. Not too bad, a little crooked, but not bad. So we'll go ahead and close that up, get it out of the way. And we're going to bring in our little guy here. I have my light and my dark smoky slate. And I'm just going to go ahead and color him in. I'm going to leave his muzzle white for a few minutes. But we're going to go ahead, color him in, leaving his belly white for a minute. Okay. And we're going to bring in our dark. Just going to go around that out. Then we can go ahead and fill in his belly and his muzzle, because I want those to just be a little bit lighter than the rest of them. Okay, so now, gasp, we are going to fussy cut. And anybody who knows me knows I despise fussy cutting. Despise it. Like, hate it. But these little guys are not that hard. So we're just going to go ahead, cut away the excess. It's always easier to work with a smaller piece. So we'll get rid of that. And we're just going to go ahead and trim around him. Like I said, he really isn't that bad. I'm not going to worry about his little eyebrows. I am going to go ahead and cut those off. Because we know, like I said, I like to keep it simple when it comes to fussy cutting, because I don't like to fussy cut. But he was worth it. There we go. So he's all set. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a little adhesive to him. We're going to add him to the front of our treat package. Now we can go ahead and cut off right about there. We are going to banner one end. Like so. Just add a little adhesive to the center there. And we're just going to lay that across his little belly under his hands. And that, trim up this a little bit. There we go. That completes our sweet little Dove chocolate treat holder. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. I thank you so much for your support, and I wish you all a very awesome day. Thanks. Bye.